Hey, what's up, guys? Pardon me. Welcome to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Minister Mongoose, and where this ministry is putting a premium on living a holistic mind, body, and spirit life in terms of life overall, as well as in mental, physical, and spiritual health and fitness. And this ministry puts a premium emphasis on those that the good book refers to as the have-nots, the disenfranchised, those that are hurting and suffering in a whole multitude of areas in life, whatever specific area they are suffering in, be it homelessness, drug addiction, alcohol abuse, opioid addiction, medical issues, incarceration, excuse me, mental, psychological issues, post-traumatic stress disorders, anxiety, depression, obesity, whatever the case may be. This ministry puts a premium emphasis on that group of people. Of course, obviously, all people that have a clean heart, just trying to be a good, decent human being in the true sense of the meaning, and not just when it comes to superficially and what society says a good human being should do. Everyone's welcome that carries that spirit, just like everyone is welcome to go see a doctor. But when you go see that doctor, we know those that are hurting the most are the ones that the doctor is going to prioritize the most. So it's that same triage approach taken by this ministry. Please know those two things about this ministry, and with that, I will get off into today's message. You guys know that, again, this message is about mind, body, and fitness, mind, body, and spirit, fitness, and health, and putting out information, encouragement, findings, studies that show the benefits of one properly merging, balancing, and synthesizing their mental, physical, and spiritual capacities or health and wellness. So today we're going to be talking about how taking this holistic mind, body, and spirit approach releases people, you, me, and others. Or one of the main things that it does is that it releases us from fear and fakery, from us living a life of fear and fakery. That's right. If we take a close examination of ourselves and we're boldly honest, I'm pretty sure that the overwhelming majority of us, if not all of us, can admit that, yeah, you're living in fear, or I am, or whoever it was, or those that haven't taken this approach just yet. We can see that either it's you or whoever, there's some area, perhaps even several areas, that you're living in fear. Fear that you're not good enough. Fear that, things aren't going to work out in your favor. Fear of all kinds of different things, that most of which may very well be out of your control. But that fear still exists. For some of you guys, it may be in your medical report. It may be in your finances. It may be when it comes to a loved one. It may be when it comes to someone spreading rumors about you. That fear. And then, by that same token, some, most, if not all, can say that, you know what, under close examination, be it with myself or be it with others, collective society, we can see that fakery is pervasive. What are you being fake about in your life? Not in a way that you're trying to deceive someone or trying to take advantage of someone, but maybe it's just to fit in. Maybe you're faking because you're afraid, there's that word again, to just be you, your God-given, authentic you. Maybe you won't speak up for certain truths, certain beliefs that you have, because it's going to put you on the outskirts of that community, that religious organization, that workplace, or what have you. So you fake it. You fake it. That's not really the way you walk. That's not really the way you talk. That's not even really the type of clothes that you prefer to wear. You have options, but the type of clothes that you prefer to wear, even though they are appropriate, and you have permission, if you will, say in the workplace, or it's appropriate when you go out in society, you won't wear those because of the fear of people going to judge you. When you take a holistic mind, body, and spirit path to your fitness, your health, and your overall wellness, the fear and the fakery is washed away. Within that holistic mind, body, and spirit path is the ultimate purpose for which you have been born in the first place. And that ultimate purpose is for you to be who you are and to do what He created you to do. He didn't make you to be someone other than who He made you to be. He has promised you that all weapons formed against you fails. So there's no need for fear. We get it, fear exists, so we're not saying be blind, dismissive, and unrealistic. We all have fears, but the difference between a brave man or a brave woman and a coward, it's not that the brave man or woman doesn't have fear. The brave man or woman and the coward man or woman have fear. The difference is the brave person does it anyway. They walk away from the relationship. They make the financial investment. They leave the career to start a different career that they don't know how it's going to end up, but they know He has instructed them to do. They know to do so. They know that mentally and spiritually it's meant for them to do it. They know that staying in a certain boat is draining them mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so they face the fear. Aborting or neglecting that holistic mind, body, and spirit approach, it leaves one always in this little boxed in space where fear and the need to fake it, or at least the desire, sometimes both, are overwhelming. Not in the sense that you can't achieve not being fake or not being guided or overran by fear. Not that you can't do it, but just that you haven't built yourself up to do it. You can do it, but it requires all that the universe has given you, which is the mental, physical, and spiritual you. It requires that you prioritize in a very humble and in a very non-selfish way you. When you're not being you. And when you are, so in other words, when you're being fake and when you're living in fear, you end up being somebody. You're receiving in things. You're walking a path that's not meant for you, because without that fakery, you would be going this way. Without that fear, you would be going this way. But when you fake it, you gotta, you're going that way because you're trying to fit into the crowd. You're trying to please everybody. You're trying to get that promotion, get that perfect seeming relationship. So you end up walking a path that's not meant for you. And that path is going to always be riddled with more fear and more fakery because it's not your path to begin with. When you take a holistic mind, body, and spirit approach to health and wellness, to fitness, and to life overall, there's no room for that because you are literally saying, hey, mentally, whether it's A plus or F minus, mentally, I'm going to give it all I got. Physically, spiritually, same thing. And when you're zeroed in on that, that puts you under the umbrella of what he has for you, what he's meant you to do, to be, and to become. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. You can't achieve that if two of those things are operating at a premium, or if one of those things are operating at a premium. You're in great physical shape. You're in great mental health and wellness. But spiritually, in a day and age where people are into energy vampirism, Ouija boards, dark occultic practices, energy vampirism, all kinds of spell casting. We know that people are into these things. And we know that those things are pervasive in the land. So if you're strong mentally and physically, but you don't have any your physical health and wellness is lacking, then where do you think the enemy's going to come for you? Through direct attacks, through deception, manipulations. When you operate at the mental, physical, and spiritual best that you can do, then you become what this good book refers to, or you achieve. You're walking in the fullness of all weapons formed against you fails. But how can all weapons formed against you fail when you're not using all that the universe has given you to walk in the power and authority that's given you? We see a world, a society filled with people that are fake. You know it and I know it. And again, some are being fake because they want to manipulate people, they want to deceive people, they want to tear people down, hurt people. Some are being fake for that reason. But some are just being fake because, they need to fit in. They need to not seem weird. They need to go along to get along. So they're being fake. They may even see the consequences and repercussions, if you will, by those people who have figured it out. Like, hey, come what may, I'm going to be me. They see how those people get targeted. They see how those people get prejudged, labeled, and treated. So rather than deal with that, they will commit suicide of their mental, physical, and spiritual self. because they see what happens when this guy or this girl walks into the office and they're totally overweight or battling with drug addiction or homelessness, but they walk into the office and they're upbeat, they're enthusiastic, they're focused, they're being their God-given authentic self. They see how those people get treated. So they just fake it. And it's the same thing when it comes to fear. They're scared to walk the way they really walk, or say, man, you know what? That's not right. They turned a blind eye to different things that they need to be standing on, that they need to be confronting. And it's because either all three of those things are missing. There's no mental health and wellness. There's no prioritization on their physical self or their spiritual self. So they become like a butterfly in a hurricane, just filled with fear and fakery. You guys hear me say all the time that it's not about the amount of time, the amount of energy. It's just about the amount of consistency. Every single day, just like you get up, you comb your hair, you brush your teeth. You don't, well, most people don't spend 5 hours combing their hair every single day, but they do something, even if it's just pat it down. Even if it's just shake it out. You do something every single day to make sure that the hair is looking the way that they want it to look. It could take a couple seconds. The universe sees your heart. When you take time out or time within your day, again, doesn't necessarily mean like you have to set aside a different amount of time. Not even when it comes to prioritizing your mental, your physical, and your spiritual health and wellness. These things can be utilized. These conscious approaches and techniques can be applied in the midst of your day, in the midst of sitting in that traffic, in the midst of someone treating you unfairly, in the midst of you having gone to the buffet and overeaten. You can prioritize your fitness in all three aspects of you, mind, body, and spirit, even in the midst of the schedule that you're already within. You may have to go home and turn the TV off 15, 20 minutes early, or better yet, instead of turning the TV off, period, just pause it. Set your alarm every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes, whatever, to show thanks and gratefulness to this thing we call God or the universe. Every 10 minutes, I'm going to watch this 3-hour program, but every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk around the apartment, I'm going to stretch, I'm going to do 5 sit-ups, whatever. You don't have to necessarily say, well, there's 24 hours in a day. In order for you to be able to prioritize your mental, physical, and spiritual self, you need another 24 hours. You need another 5 hours in a day. So you need a 29-hour day. No, you don't. The universe will reward you when you put that time and effort into simply showing appreciation in a conscious and a deliberate way that you have mental, physical, and spiritual opportunities, potential in the mental, physical, and spiritual self. We know that it's not about the amount. It's the thought that counts. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Mentally, Hey, listen. When you go to that lunch break, you don't need to go from a 30-minute lunch break to a 45-minute lunch break. The universe sees your efforts. Instead of just sitting there enjoying your meal, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna enjoy this meal and I'm gonna do a crossword puzzle. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna enjoy this meal and I'm gonna deliberately put my mental faculties to use by going around just scanning the room and seeing who's sitting where, what they're wearing in a very, natural way. There's a couple over there. He's got on a brown shirt. She's got on black slacks. Take a couple bites. What color slacks does she got on? What kind of shirt does he have on? Anything that's firing up those synapses in the brain. Instead of you just enjoying your lunch, hey, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna really, really enjoy this meal while I think about this problem solving this issue in work or family or whatever. I'm gonna really, really enjoy this meal without needing another 30. I don't need 31 minutes. It's 30 minutes while I'm enjoying this meal. I'm going to be constantly using my mental creative faculties to see how can I advance my company? How can I help someone? How can I come up with an opportunity for me to get to the gym within that window of time? I'm gonna use my mental faculties. It's the same thing with the physical you and the spiritual you. You have enough time in the day. It's just that we've been conditioned to dot the I's and cross the T's in the 3D reality, and that's it and that's all. But in doing so, without consciously and deliberately spending the time to address the mental, physical, and spiritual you end up doing all these things in the 3D reality. And you may get the bag, you may hit the goal, you may meet the quota, you may get the relationship, buy the property, whatever. But it'll just be empty. You end up being like most people are, which is having someone that has a big old empty hole running straight through the middle of them. It's just all about dotting the I's and crossing the T's when it comes to, getting bills paid, being to work on time. You got to do all these things. Yes, we do. But if that's all there is to it, there's no true sense of a conscious intent to do something, literally do something that honors your mind, your body, and your spirit. When it comes to your spirit man or woman, you don't necessarily, if you go to church 3-5 days or once a week, whatever, great. Mosque, temple, synagogue, great. I celebrate that and I salute that. However, we know that all of the scriptures say that his hands, in one way, one wording or another, I'll quote the Bible, but it says that his kingdom, his church, is not made with hands. You're the church. You carry the church within you. The mosque, the temple, the synagogue, whatever. You carry that within you. It's not made of stones. So you don't have to try to find out a way for you to, I need more time so I can go to church. I need to do, great if you do that. Keep doing that. I celebrate that. Whatever works for you. But at the end of the day, you can thank God. He lives within you. You can thank the universe. It lives within you. Today I'm going to focus on being not in a fake way. I'm just going to be committed to getting out some random kindness to people. Not in a fake way, not in a disingenuous way, not in a Pollyannic, way. But for my spirit man, for the spirit world, for the spirit of others, I'm going to consciously, every chance, every opportunity. If there's not a chance or an opportunity, I'm going to genuinely create a chance and an opportunity for me to have a positive spirit that I share with others. The universe sees that. When it comes to the physical you, hey, listen, you got those chips? You got that cake? Great. Nothing wrong with that. Show the universe that you still appreciate your body. Eat some broccoli. Eat a cup of broccoli. Eat half a bag of chips or half of the cake. Whatever the case may be, the universe sees that, and the universe rewards you accordingly in the mental, the physical, and spiritual you, whatever area it is. And definitely I recommend all areas where you're just doing something, regardless of how big or how small, saying, hey, listen, I'm conscious here. I'm intentionally doing this one little act, this one little deed. Now, I'm not saying you should do one little deed. If you can do more, obviously do more. But the universe sees your heart. If that's all that you can give, then give that all. And watch the universe return that to you. So you become even more encouraged, more empowered, more capable of turning that one little thing into one big thing, into two or three big things, or whatever. You're able to put more time, more effort, more energy into it because the universe is giving it right back to you. So as I get out of here, guys, remember, mind, body, and spirit. You're tired of living in fear? You're at that point to where you want to say, hey, man, look, this is who he made me to be. I don't have to be ain't no one size fits all. Ain't no one color fits all. There ain't no one financial bracket fits all, one religion, one political system, none of that fits all. This is who I am. And I'm not going to fake it. Pardon me. If you're tired of living in fear, what if this don't happen? What if that does happen? What if they don't like me? What if I don't make the team? When you give it your all, mentally, physically, and spiritually, all of those things they don't even exist no more because you're able to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I gave it my all. I put forth. And if giving it my all was 2 pennies, 1 penny, or 100 million billion pennies, whatever it was, I gave it my all. And if a man or woman gives it their all, then what else is there? Exactly. So when you move into that, then there's no more room for fear or fakery. Keep that in mind, guys. Here are some services that are designed to help you on your journey, physically, mentally, and spiritually. For the physical you, there's ISSA certified fitness training. Please go to the website at mountfitnessmbs.com. For the spiritual you, there's tons and tons of clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices that are provided by this ministry. And for the mental you, there is philosophical counseling for the older adults members, and for the younger audience or members, there is youth and young adult mentoring and counseling. So if you have interest in either of those areas of services, maybe you can afford to be uplifted and encouraged and informed in one area. You're doing pretty well in the other areas, but when you hand on heart honest, you know you need to turn up that other area. Whatever the case may be, send me an email. Schedule your initial consultation and evaluation in any or all of those individual services. I look forward to telling you guys about the clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices, and I look forward to telling you guys also about the philosophical counseling and the youth and young adult mentoring and counseling as well. Please watch 2 separate videos. Both gives you guys information about why I prioritize, why I've been raised up, anointed, appointed, and assigned divinely so to prioritize the have-nots. Those videos include a video that's titled My Testimony and Disclosure. There's a separate video titled My Deliverance. Neither of those are about me. I know it says my, but it's a story about him. That'll give you some more information about myself, the ministry, and why the universe has appointed me to assist those who are hurting the most. Now, Please give back to this ministry, guys. In order to do so, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the message. Hit the bell icon for notifications. There's also a Cash App link down in the description box, guys. Leave a comment. Send me some love back. Again, thumbs up the video. Definitely share the video. Utilize the services. At least research the services. Spread the video or the message about this holistic ministry by word of mouth and not just the YouTube algorithm. Don't know if I mentioned the Cash App. Yes, there's a Cash App link down below for your monetary donations. Whatever good seeds that you plant into this ministry, I totally appreciate it. And I encourage you guys to live with expectancy when it comes to the return on this good seed that you plant into this good ground. Be it unto you according to your faith, and be it unto him, in his riches, in heaven. So receive it by faith, guys. I receive your continued love, support, and generosity by faith. And again, I encourage you to go out there mentally, physically, and spiritually. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you working on today? There's no more excuses about you don't have enough time. You couldn't get to the gym. You overate at the buffet or whatever, and now that's it. You're gonna hang your head low. Mentally or emotionally, you're challenged, and no one's supporting you. You don't have the resources. Yes, you do. Everything that you need is within you. If you'd like for this ministry to assist you by way of this thing we call God or the universe, and to accessing that which you already have, reach out, guys. Again, the email link is down in the description box. I love you all. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Mind, body, and spirit. That's right, guys. This is how we do it. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and I will holla back. Those who are suffering the most, it's our time to rise. It's our time to rise. And this is how we do it. Peace.